Hey, what's going on, you guys? Today's video is gonna be how to replace a alternator slash generator on a 2008 Dodge Charger with a 3.5. Now, first thing is first, we have to disconnect the battery cable. Now, we can just do the negative cable instead of taking both of them out, you know. But if you guys want to, you guys can remove both of the positive and the negative cable. In this case, I'm just gonna be doing the negative. But before I do it, let's walk around. Now, as you guys can see, it's still kind of like dark outside because it's like 6:40 in the morning, and I have to get this done like ASAP. 2008 Dodge Charger with a 3.5, like I was mentioning before. Now, this alternator is actually located over here on the passenger side by next to the oil dipstick. Now, mine, it actually got toasted. As you guys can see, that with that one, yeah, you guys pretty much can imagine the smell that it was smelling yesterday when I was driving. I was like, yeah, let me at least get home and please don't caught on fire, you know. But luckily I was able to get home. So first thing is first, you know, let's start by disconnecting the negative cable on the battery, and then we're gonna have to lift the car up, take the skid plate on the bottom, and then we'll go from there. So take the cable out and just set it to the side. I'm gonna leave the positive one in there, and then let's walk around. Lift the car up, but I have to find a way on how to get it out because I'm doing a timing change on this Nissan, and I actually forgot to make a video, so I'm sorry about that. Doing a timing change, as you guys can see. But I'm actually using the floor jack right now. I'm using it, so I'm probably gonna have to figure out something on how to lift the Charger up. Now that we have the car up in the air, we're gonna start by removing those bolt that holds the skid plate, which is 1, 2, 3, and 4. So let's start by taking those out. Okay, so now we had removed the skid plate on the bottom, so now we can start taking those 2 out and then 1 in the top. But before we do that, let's take the serpentine belt off. Now let me tell you guys something. The bolt that holds the upper alternator, which is this one right here, that one on the top, that's a little bit of a challenge to break it loose. And then once you break it loose, you have to like slide it like back, and it's gonna hit the ABS module over here. Now you guys can see a bracket. That bracket goes all the way over here to where my finger is. All you have to do is loosen that one, like break it loose. You don't have to take it completely out, because if you break it loose, you have all this space, you know. Now the alternator is gonna go down to come out. It's not gonna go up. So now the next step is to go underneath it. Okay, so we are here. We came to AutoZone, and we have the new alternator sitting on the passenger side. It was $148.99. Now that price is because I actually, you know, the place where I worked at before, I was able to buy parts on, you know, in auto parts places, because since I work in a shop, I can buy things under commercial. So that was why I was able to buy it for $148.99. Otherwise, if I was to be just like a regular person, it would be like a little bit over $200 just for me to pay. So now we're gonna head home and we're gonna start putting the alternator back on. So I'll see you guys at home. Okay, so now we are home now. I'm sorry I wasn't able to make a video on how to actually get it out. It's just that my phone, I don't know what's going on with my phone, but when I'm recording, and since it's like freaking like freezing outside, you guys can see the snow. I don't know why, but my phone shuts off like automatically. Like it just says, hey, you know, bye-bye, see ya, and it just turns off automatically. And if I try to turn it back on, it doesn't want to turn back on. So now we have the new alternator, and what we're gonna do, I'm gonna slide it up. So basically the same way I'm gonna put this back on right now. I'll take the paper out in a second. The same way I'm sliding this up is just kind of difficult with one hand. Just push it up. There you go. Just like that. And then once it's in there, you guys have to basically line it up. I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, just like that. And then, man, oh, you guys get the point. So I gotta lift it up, and then with one hand hold it, and then with the other hand put the screws back on. So let me do that, and I'll be right back in a second. Okay, so now I got it in there. So now that it's in there, I would say, to try to plug it in first before you guys mount it into the engine. But you guys, as you can see, I'm able to slide my hand, and I'm still able to put the connector. There you go. And then just push the red tab down and then pull it out. Okay, it's in. Lock it in place. Take the nut out. Slide the cable in, the positive cable. Make sure that that right there, the little slide key, it slides into the plastic, just like so, and then tighten it. Like that. And then just grab your 13 millimeter and then your 15 and tighten those alternator screws back into the engine. And then once you get that done, I would probably say go back, like leave those loose for now, because you have to move it for the top one. Leave them loose, and then slide this other one in the top. Like, it's gonna be a little bit of a challenge. Sorry about the blurry. Just wiggle it a little. Let's see, come on, camera, focus. There you go. It's in now. Okay, it's actually in. I just have to keep turning it by hand, and then once you tighten those 3 bolts back into the alternator, you have your positive cable back into the alternator, tighten up with the 13 millimeter, and then the connector plugged back in. Connect the negative cable back in, and you guys are getting ready to roll. So I'll be right back, okay? So just slide it in. Make sure that it's in every single pulley. and then just let it go. Final step will be to put the negative cable back into the negative terminal in the battery, tighten up, there you go, just like so. And then we're gonna be using a multimeter to check the voltage and to make sure that we have a good voltage in the battery. Okay, 12.04, 12.05, which is okay. Now I'm gonna go ahead and start the engine and check for the voltage. A good voltage should be reading around 12.5, 12.6. But on this one, it should be 13 or 14, okay? Now, I'm sure it's gonna be 13.8 or something like that. So let me start the engine, and you guys are gonna be my witness that my battery is gonna be getting charged thanks to the alternator, because the old one, it was toasted. So let me start it out for you. Oh, I was off by 1 voltage. I say 13, but it's actually reading 14. But there you go. So this is gonna be today's videos, guys. How to replace a alternator slash generator on a 2008 Dodge Charger with a 3.5. You guys can see it's in there, nice and running. So now what I have to do now is put that skid plate back on, put those 10mm screws back on, and lower the car and call it a day. So if you guys liked the video and if it was helpful, give it a thumbs up, and please don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys later.